Welcome back, Dirty Talkers, to the podcast where two girls who are really bad with computers
super bad.
ask the girl who's really good with computers questions that everyone else is too scared to ask.
And we prove that motorsport isn't just about horsepower, it's about the people behind the helmets.
So today's guest might just be one of the smartest people that we've ever had on our show, which makes me nervous.
Yeah. Same, because while Amber and I are trying to work out why race cars randomly catch fire, this woman actually was out here building race cars and learning how to engine build and welding and suspension setups and software development. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. Data analytics. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah. So she'd basically be the person that I'd Google if my race car stopped working.
Yeah. I'm going to have you on speed dial. Just saying.
I don't think a Barina needs it.
No, my Barina probably don't need it. So she's raced, volunteered, competed as a bachelor's in digital technologies. Is that right? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Later, a master's in applied technologies focusing on data analytics.
Somehow still found time to race Sanyong Utes, survive 24 hours of lemons, and drive two absolutely wild F500 cars.
5,000.
5,000. I'm so used to 5,000.
Yes. So let's get into it.
Hi, Bea.
Hi. Thank you so much for being so patient while we were trying to figure this shit out.
Technology is great when it works, but it's difficult when it doesn't.
When it works. My hairdryer didn't work this morning, so you guys are just going to deal with this mop. That's
my life didn't work this morning.
I haven't even had coffee. Okay. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Let's start off. Were you always interested in cars?
So my mum and dad, my mum used to race back when she was my age.
Aww.
She actually met my dad, and then he got into racing because my mum was racing.
Oh,
and so it sort of stemmed from my parents were sort of into motorsport and used to race, and so it's sort of we would always watch the Bathurst 1000 and everything on TV, and my dad got a speeding ticket because he was running late to watch the start of Bathurst. So it was always sort of in my blood. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, if you're born into it, like it just doesn't go away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So what first sparked your interest in motorsports for yourself?
I would say probably just watching the Supercars. Like that's sort of what we did, especially in October with Bathurst.
Yeah.
And I remember from a very young age, I don't even know, like six, I was riding my bicycle and I would put my dad's race car helmet on and be like, I'm a race car driver, as I would zip up and down the driveway.
So cute.
I want you as my child because mine have no interest in it at all.
Miles
saying that Leela is going to be doing Girls on Track at Supercars.
Yes, that is cool.
In Perth.
Yeah.
So I was like, you need to look out for Bea.
Yeah.
She's the very ginger one.
Okay.
So when did you realise that it was not a hobby anymore and that you actually wanted to start
studying and doing racing. And being?
Because you have an accent. So you're from New Zealand.
I do have an accent, yeah. So I'm originally from New Zealand.
Yep. New Zealand.
And I've been in Australia almost 4 years now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Moved to Melbourne about a year ago as well. But I would say, what would I say? I would say the opportunity to go racing is probably what turned my hobby of sim racing into an actual into like sort of being like, okay, maybe I can actually, instead of like playing video games, maybe I can actually like, physically do it rather than just, pretending. And then, I sort of got the opportunity to work with the Toyota 86 series in New Zealand.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I did that. I did that for a couple of months, and then through that I met a guy called Campbell Little, who was like the technical director of Supercars at the last Pukekohe event, so the last Supercars event in Pukekohe. And then through that, I met Adrian Burgess, who was the head of motorsport at Supercars, and he was like, "Would you move to the Gold Coast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
when?"
Absolutely, I would.
Yeah.
When do you want me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2 weeks later, I was over doing Bathurst. So I did my first Bathurst in 2022.
So
That's
sick.
wicked.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
So now here's where things start getting super impressive. You did a certificate in automotive, a bachelor
Yes.
in technologies,
Yes.
majoring in software and web development.
Yeah.
What does that all mean? So, because I'm brand spanking new at this shit, I need
Cheers.
explain.
Okay, so the certificate in automotive and mechanical engineering was, I think you guys would call it TAFE.
Okay, yeah.
So it was like doing it at like a technological university, and it was a lot like very physically based. So that's
cool.
where I learned welding. So we did like a certificate or like a learning session on welding. And so we went from not knowing what anything was to being able to do like some welding, and then you'd have like an assessment on that.
Yeah.
And then we had like very similar with like your basic components of the car. So we had like an engine building seminar or certificate, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so then we focused, okay, breaking down the different components of the engine. So you got your head, you've got your block, you've got, you know, all that sorts of things, and then everything that goes inside it. And so we actually built an engine from scratch, essentially.
That's
and then we put that engine into a car, because the whole thing was we had a customer that wanted a race car. And so we
built a race car from scratch.
Yeah, we started with like a chassis, so you know, the overall like design of a it was just a Ford Falcon. So we just it just started with that bare chassis, so it had nothing in it, so no engine, no suspension, no nothing. And as we started to learn the different components is when we started to like build it. So the first thing would have been welding, because you had to put a roll cage in. So we learned about, you know, all the different safety components of a roll cage. You've got like the main hoop and your X bars and how they introduce safety and, you know, make the driver safe and all those sorts of things.
Literally learning from scratch.
Yeah. So that's what the certificate.
Where's the digital technology and the software come in? Where'd you do that?
Yeah, so I did. So once I finished that, so that was basically a certificate that I did. And then I was like, okay, well, I'd always been really into computers. I mean, you can see my sim racing.
Oh my God, shut up.
That's a setup. Holy shit. That feels like Matrix, right?
That's my sim rig.
That give me opportunity to meet Lando any better.
Yeah, well, you could race against him.
Race to his heart.
That's
yeah, there you go. So once I did the certificate, I then was like, okay, well, I almost sort of felt like I wasn't really going in the career direction that I wanted to. So I was like, oh, okay, let me just do software. I already knew how to code a little bit from high school, and I was hosting like game servers and all that sorts of things already.
That's sick. Yeah.
And so then I was like, well, I just need this, like the piece of paper to be able to say that I can actually do it.
Yeah.
And so I went
to. What they care about. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In order for you to get a job, it's like, oh, okay, well, where's your education? I can't be like, oh, well, I've done this and this, but with
I host Pokemon nights on Fridays.
Yeah, with no like educational proof. So that's sort of where I went with the software web development. So I did that at the same university. I think I'd call it more a TAFE. I don't know the Australian terms.
A school that's not a high school.
Yeah. So it was
after school.
Yeah, and it was a lot like more chill than your higher standard universities. So it wasn't like I wasn't very good in high school because I just couldn't compute, funnily enough.
I get that. That's
But yeah, so I went to
ADHD kids, we
uni,
get.
and for my software development, it was 3 years. And yeah, sort of just learned all your sort of like how to build programs that I sort of already knew how to build, but like in your different languages. So for whatever you're trying to build, you have a different language that you need to be able to write in. They're all very
It's a
similar.
whole language of its own, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all very, very similar, but it's just like each language has like a different journey on how you got to get to where you got to get, if that makes sense.
Not at all.
It
But
does
I
to
will
me.
figure it out. It's
This
fine.
is because obviously my boy is autistic and ADHD, and the way that he thinks they get to the same goal, it's just the path to get to that
Yeah.
goal is different. And he is obsessed with computers and so good with them.
And are ridiculously good at gaming.
Yeah.
Like,
So I feel like that's the path he'll kind of go down as well. Like
that's really cool.
he just gets it. That's cool. So then you followed it up with a master's in applied technology. I'm going to make sure I say this word right. Focusing on data
Analytic.
analytics.
Yeah.
Look at the first word. I'm like, do not stuff this up. That's something that I'm super interested in because it's become a huge thing in mine and my husband's business because we do fuel tech. So we're learning how to read data and make changes and stuff. Is that kind of similar to that data stuff?
Yeah, so when I did my master's, it was the business side. So it was, if you take, for example, like Spark or, no, sorry, you don't know who Spark is, or Telstra, Vodafone, Optus. You take those big brands that are always bringing in like lots of data. So they've got lots of customers and all that sorts of things. And so a lot of the business side would be analyzing said data and finding trends. So doing reports and finding trends. So that would be sort of your business side to it.
Yeah.
The applied technology more side is taking that data and then using what is called like algorithms, so predictive algorithms, to then sort of it's not necessarily AI, but it's like a more older technology sort of thing to then predict what's going to happen in the future. Mm-hmm. So a lot of that is like based on cancer data sets or, heart attacks, like quite a lot of health things
so they
would
can
be
take the data and work out roughly what they think is going to happen based on what's happening.
Yeah, so it'd be like, okay, so using a data set, it would be, okay, so this person, and this person had cancer or this form of cancer. Now let's take a whole other completely different data set and let's find the highest markers or what is the most influential part on getting cancer. And so then it would be like, okay, yeah, and so it would sort of try and find the trends within the data to be like, okay, this is where we need to be focusing our research or whatever on in order to, try and, so obviously we can't cure cancer.
Makes sense, because I'm hearing Tyson down the track in a race sense going, okay, well, we're getting our highs here and our lows here. And this is, I'm working things around the track to get the car to go faster.
Yeah.
And taking all of those aspects in and finding like, okay, well, this is working and this is why.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so then.
I am not smart enough for this conversation.
It's then, so that's the business side of it. Whereas with motorsport, it's a lot of, you need to sort of become a little bit familiar as to how the squiggly lines are supposed to look, and then you can be like, oh, this squiggly line is not squiggly lining the way it's meant to.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, okay, well, why? If it's part of the fuel system, then you start like looking at, okay, fuel pressure, temperature, sort of all those sorts of things to what correlate to the fuel pressure and try and figure out what's going on there.
I've seen the squiggly lines.
You've seen the data, the map for the fuel tech.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I've seen the squiggly lines.
Yeah.
I look at the squiggly lines and I'm like, oh look, squiggly lines.
Nice. I get that side of it. It's so interesting.
There's
so
really
many
interesting
variables of. I think Tyson's looking at stack control and the angle and stuff of things make like the tiniest difference
in how the car performs.
I'm like, how do you know that? He's like, he'll just look at a map and he'll see like divots in the map and he'll know exactly.
Yeah, he's got big brain. So if teams have all this data, why do drivers still make mistakes then?
Because drivers are only human, aren't they?
True.
Yeah.
So, because this is new, I am learning things. And obviously I am not smart enough to have this conversation with you. But like, so your analytics tell you, okay, we need to fix these areas of, what you're doing or in the engine or in the fuel or anything like that. So that should, in theory, make the car go faster and better and perform better, right?
In theory, yeah.
In theory. So
things change
on the fly. Obviously there's going to be like shit happens. There's going to be something blow up in the engine randomly.
Yeah, I mean, so like for drivers, I mean, in particular, like all you're doing when you're looking at data is looking at squiggly lines, right? You've got no perception as to, okay, where are they braking? Are they braking at the 100-meter board? Are they braking at the 150-meter board? Like you can't see their peripheral because you're looking at squiggly lines. And so it's very easy for like me to look at squiggly lines and be like, oh, you can probably brake a little bit later here. But I don't know if there's a bump in the track or, so something else that, well, you would be able to see that in the data, but like just, it's very, very hard to be like, oh, I can go out. Like I couldn't go out and do a lap in a supercar, even though I've looked at all this data and then be able to and go and translate it and do the same lap that they did. Like, there are
temperature and stuff make a difference.
Does the temperature all affect the data?
Yeah, everything will make a difference. So, like, for example, probably the biggest difference would be tire pressure. So, say, like, the race engineers set the tire pressure at, I don't know, I'm just going to throw a random number out there. So, say they've set it at 20 on the front and 18 on the rear. Yeah. Right? They go out and they, you see them going swish, 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 swish with the steering wheel. So that's them trying to get temperature into the tires. Yeah. Now, exactly. To start, like, to warm up the tires, to then, like, make them sticky so then they stick to the racetrack and you get grip.
I learned things about that, yes.
Yeah, there you go. And so the thing is it's not the temperature or the pressure that you set as it rolls out of pit lane. What you're trying to do is optimize it for when he starts his lap, it's where you want it to be.
Cool.
So if you're starting at 20 and 18, you're probably going to want it to be, well, you're aiming for it to be at like 21 and a half and 20, sort of with how much they would be warming. But if they do a different warming procedure every time, then your numbers are your numbers are going to be different. So then it's
so pedantic.
And that's just one thing that's changed.
And then they're like the weight of the vehicle and the
how much fuel's in the car,
the weight of the fuel and
the spark, the fuel octane.
How in the fuck do you do your job? My brain is hurting. Oh my God.
I find this so interesting.
It's interesting as hell, but I'm like, how is you big brain woman?
Being a fuel tech dealer in Perth, I've noticed that technology is becoming more and more advanced and people are using it more. Where do you see the technology side of it progressing in motorsport? Like, it's just becoming the solid thing that people worry about.
Yeah, I think at the moment we're actually introducing a lot of AI. So we're we're starting to use AI to help with, I've been using it to help generate software. So yes, I'm a software developer, and yes, I can make any sort of software that the team wants, but it's going to take me like a little bit because I'm only human. Whereas with AI, I've whipped up 3 different pieces of software in 3 weeks.
That's ridiculous. That's
How
cool.
long would that normally take you?
So one of them probably would have taken me maybe 4 weeks.
For one.
Wow.
For one software.
Yeah, for one.
So it significantly increases your
Oh,
productivity.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. And we're starting to use it in order to analyze the data. So more, obviously we've got an alliance with all the GM teams, and so they're putting their data in. So instead of us just having 2 sets of data, we now have all the other cars that we can look at and then
so
use
you get to look
AI.
at other teams' data.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
They were allowed to do that.
Well, so that's part of like the GM alliance that we have going on right now with the with us being the homologation team, is we're able to get Premier Matt Stone's data, and from that we can sort of see where their setup is and see
That's, Peter Gibris's team, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's Premier.
Data.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Name drop, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
So-
cool because data is like a no-go area in drag racing and sprint cars and formulas. They're so protective of their data.
Well, we are too. I mean, obviously, before this GM alliance, you would not share anything.
Because that's your win or lose.
What's your IP, right?
Yeah.
Like it's what you pride yourself on.
Sharing your data with each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
What benefits?
Yeah, what's the benefit of it?
Well, you have more data sets. So it's like, for whatever reason, if, I don't know, one of your sensors or something doesn't look quite right, instead of just having one thing to compare to, you now have several.
Yeah.
And then that can also, what I'm really good at is being able to generate trends. So being able to highlight, okay, where are the trends? Like if we go to Darwin, because obviously ambient temperature is hotter, are we needing are we using more fuel because fuel temperature is hotter? All those sorts of small little things that it's like, okay, well, what can we do with more data? We're data-driven people, so we always want more data.
Data's key.
More data, the better. Yeah.
Like last night, drag racing is on in Queensland, and they've never had it as cold as what they've had it now. So Top Fuel was not allowed to practice last night because the air is so cold. The colder the air, the quicker the car. They're 11,000 horsepower cars. Yeah. It's dangerous.
Wow.
So, it was literally about 10 minutes before they were due on. They went, nah, it's too unsafe. And they canned Top Fuel.
Wow, I didn't know they do that.
Because it's just the air temperature for them being that cold is like 10 degrees.
Mm.
So it was cold.
So they obviously have like a cutoff.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a cutoff?
Nah, we'd race at anything.
Send it.
You also, in supercars, we can't touch anything to do with the engine. So every ECU your
Motec, hey?
We're Motec, and every ECU, so the brains of the engine, is the exact same across every single car. Okay. Or every single car within that same manufacturer. So you could basically take one GM ECU out of one car, so say Peter Ziberish's car, one of them, and chuck it in our car, and it will run exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like there,
so
and we
fair.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a whole lot of stuff behind the scenes, with maps and everything that the engine builders do and supercars do to do something called parity. So parity.
What does that mean?
So our sport, the supercars category, is all based on parity. Parity is basically because we've got 3 different manufacturers. So we've got a Camaro, a Ford, and now a Supra. Yeah. It's basically the equal opportunity for any of those to win.
Yeah.
So we basically, so say if like the Supra's aerodynamics look really sleek and it's like a really really sleek looking car compared to the two like boxier Camaros and Mustang. So they've paritized all three of those cars to be basically exactly the same when it comes to aero. Obviously, they're not going to be exactly the same because they're different cars, but they're as close almost as physically, humanly possible.
Yeah.
Do
they have to add weight and things?
So yeah, each car has like a different, especially like on the engine, they've got like a COG engine ballast. So like the engine has been measured for where all the weight is distributed, and then there's weight that gets put on the engine. Then there's also like your different components within the overall chassis, which also gets weight added depending on what manufacturer it is. So us as the GM, we have to put COG ballast at the rear because where our center of gravity is a little bit lower than the Mustang and the Supra.
That's insane.
So yeah, there's lots of things that we do to make it so we are paritized rather than doing something called BOP. So balance of performance is the other metric, which is a lot of what the GT cars in Australia and all over the world do.
Yeah.
And that's so what they would do instead of paritizing the cars is at each event, depending on where you are in like practice or qualifying, you might get a restrictor added into your inlet air, so to make you have less horsepower, or you might get like an extra, 10 kilos added into your overall car weight because you're too fast. So you have to slow you down.
Of drag racing, so you can race in this bracket, but you have to be to this set rule. But if you change it, then you can go into that bracket.
Oh, wow.
So you, like Jeff can't race, even though his car, our friend's car, looks like a top door slammer. He doesn't meet the requirements to be in that category.
Right.
Yeah, so that's sort of like your two difference. And balance of performance is very easy to sandbag. So do you know the term sandbag?
I do not. I was about to ask. You could see my face go, huh?
Sandbag?
Sandbag. Okay. No.
Yeah, so
I'm basically comfortable. My back is fucked. So go on. Yes. Speak.
Basically, sandbagging. I should have put this as one of the questions for you.
It's actually a bag of sand.
So sandbagging is imbalance of performance. It's basically when you get all drivers of the same manufacturer to purposely go slow. So whether they're like lifting out of the throttle down the long straight in order to try and be like, oh, we're really slow in the straight. So then they get a balance of performance adjustment to make them fast in the straight, but then they haven't actually shown their true potential. And then all of a sudden they are a whole lot faster than anybody else.
That's cheating.
But that's playing the rules of balance of performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas with us in parity, there ain't none of that.
No, because you've all got the same. Like you can't. If he's going as that fast, you potentially can go that fast.
Yep.
You have an issue.
So
you can't.
In your sport, it's really down to
the driver,
and just fate
and the data.
Yeah, so a lot of what Supercars tries to do is basically make it about the car. So how the setup of the car has progressed over the weekend, and so that the fastest car is who wins. And then that also comes in with the driver. So the best performing driver, best performing car is who wins. It's not about...
It should be, right?
Exactly. And it's not about, oh, he was in a Supra and the Supra goes really well here, so that's why he won.
They're all the same.
So you eliminate that sort of side of it with
because otherwise
sort of how
money could just buy you more power.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and you're trying to keep a cost containment on it. So
which is what happens in drag racing is if you've got the money,
you can just build a bigger fucking engine.
Yeah.
which kind of kicks out the little guys that want to race that don't have the funds. Like you get like Cody in Formula 500. He's got the best of everything. But if I wanted to go into it, I would never be able to compete against him because I wouldn't be able to afford that Yoshimura engine or whatever.
I could build you a little wooden go-kart.
I don't even know if that will work.
I'll put little wheelie bin wheels on it. It'll be fun.
That makes it, like, when I watch it now, will make it more interesting that I know that everyone's on a level playing ground. It really comes down to the team behind the driver as well.
Yeah.
How you work.
The data analyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we have a saying, like 90% of our work is done in the workshop.
Yeah.
Like a lot of our prep, the hard hours, long hours and stuff, it's all to do with the prep. And then it's just got to execute at the racetrack.
Yeah, because if you've done the prep correctly, it'll work.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. We've covered a lot of supercars, but you're on team 18. Is that your what's it called? Oh God, Pauline Hanson's at the drags. God,
TV
it's
just
on my
told us.
TV because the top door slammers are on. Team 18, is that like? I looked at this yesterday. Is that like a Red Bull? Is that, like the team is called Team 18, or is it a part of a bigger group?
Yeah, so we are called Team 18. So it's like, your Red Bull Racing, your Dick Johnson Racing.
Yep.
We're just called Team 18 or Team 18 Racing. And from that, we actually so we're owned by Charlie. So Charlie owns Team 18 as well as Waverley Forklifts.
Okay.
So that's where all his money has come from, as he goes out and he hires forklifts all over Australia. So like he's the one that brings in all the money, so then we can spend it. And so like
it's doing really well.
They're doing great.
Yeah, we are. We're doing really well. But like at AGP, for example, he had like 160 forklifts hired at that event. And so he was just raking in the dough.
Wow.
But he's got several different facilities all over Australia. And that's sort of where his money has where we are, how we're funded, basically.
Because I love Team 18 is my son Madden's favourite because he's born on the 18th. So when I did my first event last year at Supercars, I didn't know anyone other than Brody Kostecki because my parents know his parents, but I don't know Brody personally. So we just picked numbers, and he was like, "I'm going for number 18 because that's his birthday." And it was yellow, so he liked that
because it's his favourite colour.
Yeah, so I didn't know any drivers really or anything. But what would a typical weekend look like for you for work?
So for me, with me being the data engineer, so you've got basically your race engineer, the person who dictates the setup of the car. So he has a really, really close relationship with the driver. Then it's me, data engineer. I'm a systems person, so I'm making sure all the sensors are working in the cars, all the devices are working in the cars, and we're getting accurate data basically out of the cars. So for me, in a weekend, it would probably be, so for example, Darwin, which we have coming up next. So we fly on the Wednesday. We'll get there on the Wednesday. I think we'll get there in quite late because it's a long flight. Then Thursday, 8 a.m. is when Supercars allows us to unload the truck. So we'll be there at 7:30, get there, start unloading the truck. So we'll then spend all of Thursday, well, most of Thursday, setting up the garage. So, making it look presentable to the public, doing our data stuff, so our calibrations that we need to do at the track. So as we're talking about like ambient temperatures, all that sorts of things, that changes calibrations. So you have to redo them at the track.
Wow.
And then from that, we've got track to town, I think, on the Thursday too. So the drivers will drive the cars into the town. have like a little signing session. So they drive them on public roads. Have a little signing session and then drive the cars back to the racetrack.
Yeah.
Because you normally coincide with drag racing up in Darwin, don't you?
Yeah, we know. Yeah, I think they've got the
Top Fuel and stuff.
Yeah.
And the tracks are like right next to each other. So I remember Tyson saying when he went up for Top Fuel about 2 years ago, all of your dirt and stuff came over onto the track.
Oh no! Oh, bet you went popular.
Yeah, I think they do it like Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
So as we're trucking along, we get a lot of dirt on the track from the drags, but also I think there's a sandy car park which when the wind's blowing blows it all over. So there's definitely
the track is bad up north.
Yeah.
It's sketchy. That's where Lisa had her crash.
Oh no, I didn't realize that.
Oh, but I remember him walking through the pits with his phone, and it was nighttime, so your garages were all shut, and he's like, I got it, because he had like his Top Fuel lanyard, and he's like, I get to walk through here and watch look at all the garages. I'm like, there's no one there.
They've all gone home. What's wrong with you?
And so then, I think so when we've got sessions, me being the data engineer, I'm in charge of fuel. So I have to make sure that there is enough fuel in the car to complete all the laps that the race engineer wants to do, but not enough fuel to do another lap because that's extra weight in the car. And so in races in particular, that's my job. So if we've got a refueling race, my job is to make sure we have enough fuel in the car to be able to finish the race, but not enough to do another lap. However, it's a lot easier said than done because you've got a lot of parameters and outside things that change the economy of the car. And so that's
like happens on the track and they're like yellow flagged or wow.
You got lots of things to think about.
It's a gamble as well.
Is that stressful?
Yeah, it's the worst part of my job, but it's also the most gratifying when you get it right.
Yes.
When
you get it right, you're like,
sure. Yeah. When you pump out 500 grams, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I did my job.
Yeah.
Not only all of the above have you done, but you've raced SsangYong Utes for 2.5 seasons. So, for everyone listening, what actually are SsangYong Utes?
So they're like, I guess almost like a Ford Ranger or your Isuzu D-Max or
So like Utes. Okay.
Yeah, it was slightly smaller, not as big, but a SsangYong Ute is one of those. It was stock standard. Coming out of, I think they're built in Korea. Coming out of Korea, they put a roll cage in it, and then they sent them to all different parts of the world. So Australia got some, New Zealand got some, and Asia got some. And we ended up with I think we got 30 chassis.
Nice.
And then from that, we were able to put our sort of own rules on it. So we made it, the class made it really, really strict in what you were able to do, because they wanted to keep costs down, as well as, again, like Supercars, is make it more like a driver-based thing.
Yeah.
And it was all about low cost and getting experience behind the wheel. So there wasn't any data in it, which is what drove me crazy, because I was like, how do I get better? And so it was really cost effective. Like the whole car cost me $5,000. And then I could just, then I just went racing. And so it was a really good series. So it had a 2.3 litre Merc petrol engine in it. And the only thing that we could do was change the settings on the suspension. So we could only change the shock in or bounce and rebound within the settings of the shock absorber in order to sort of be like how stiff or how soft.
Do anything, it has to be fucking stock standard.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a lot of it was all to do with like driving and your ability to do that. And it was just a whole bunch of fun. Like we were, I would say, a lot like NASCAR, and we bump drafted a lot. So we were actually, hitting each other and pushing each other, especially in qualifying. So you had to have like a teammate, and it was like a bit of a psychological game as to who you would team up with in order to go qualifying and sit behind them. And you had to make sure that you were fast enough to stay up behind them, but then also not too slow where they drove off and you were then stuck on your own. And then you had to like switch around and make it fair. So then you gave the draft to the guy that you were teammates with, and then he had to put in the time. And then if you were both up the front, then you would, race like that to try and get away from everybody else. But then you got everybody else who's been their own teammates, so then trying to do the same.
Oh my God. And your mum was helping you on this team?
Yeah, so it was basically became me and my mum. So I was sort of like the head mechanic, and my mum was the number 2, and it would be like, okay, well, what do we got to do? So we would do the setup. So, we'd put tow bars on and, do our wheel alignment and stuff at the track. Me and mum changed brakes, changed the tyres, put fuel in the car, any sort of mechanical stuff. It was me getting under the car and me asking mum for the tools. And it was
that would be so good.
It was so good. Yeah.
Was there much pressure on you for racing in that kind
I put a lot of pressure on myself.
Yeah. Okay. Probably not from mum.
No, there wasn't any from mum. Mum was just there to have fun, and oh boy did we have fun. But I put a lot of pressure on myself, especially because I ended up getting like quite a few sponsors, and so I wasn't really having to pay almost any money because it was all covered by my sponsors. And so then I was like, okay, well, I have to get results in order to please the sponsors so that they come back next time, so that I don't need to put any more money in, or my mum doesn't need to put any more money in. So that's probably where a lot of the pressure came from. It was more money focused more than like, I guess, mum.
Well, you got to pay for everything yourself, or if you're lucky, maybe a sponsor. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So okay, my favorite bit. You did 24 hours of lemons.
Yes.
in a 95 Nissan Primera.
Yes.
Okay. Tell everybody what 24 hours of lemons is.
So the 24 Hours Lemons is a race that basically anybody can enter. So it's a 24-hour race where you go around a racetrack for 24 hours non-stop, and you get sometimes the biggest shitbox cars that you can find. You put a roll cage in it, and then you slap some stickers on and come up with a theme, because theme is king.
Okay.
And then you dress up.
What was your theme?
We were a nut car, so we had like nutty puns all over the car, like like I'm nuts about you, D's nuts, like hilarious puns. So we were the nut car.
Nice.
And so you just drive around, have fun. You don't need sort of any previous racing experience. You just go out and you have fun. Yeah, and you just try and drive the car around consistently for 24 hours.
You're the perfect person to answer this then, because we had it, I think it was either 1 or 2 for episode 1 or episode 2 in season 1. How do you go to the toilet? Do you get toilet breaks?
Well, in a 24-hour race?
Yes.
Is there more than one driver?
Yeah, so there's you can have either 4 to 5 different drivers, and you do it. So you break it down into what are called stints. So basically, you go out with a full tank of fuel, and then once you run out of fuel, you come in, you stop, you put more fuel in the car, and in that time, especially with Lemons racing, you have time for a driver change, and so then you would change your driver, and then the driver that's hopped out the car would then go to the bathroom,
go eat and shit.
Yeah, so you go eat, you'd sleep if you could. You would diddle-daddle around, try and turn your brain off from, focusing for so long, especially in the dark. It's a lot harder to race, to see.
You're just going round and round.
Yeah, exactly. And like at the facility that we're racing at Hampton Downs, there's not any like lights on the track. So
no,
so
absolutely not.
Your lemon car may not have lights.
Well, it was a safety thing that the cars had to have headlights,
lemon cars,
and tail lights, obviously, and brake lights, so that you knew when you were braking. But the facility had no lights. It wasn't like Sydney Motorsport Park where they've spent, I don't know, $50,000 putting in lights. But you would rotate through. But I can tell you that there are some professional race car drivers that pee in the seat.
I've heard of this. I've heard Formula One drivers. Apparently, there was one particular one that used to do it as well.
There's some that are known.
Actually, I've heard of a supercar driver that did it.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name, but I won't say any names.
No,
but
we don't want to get sued.
But I mean, there's only so long you can jiggle about.
Well, yes, but the thing is when you're strapped in to a race car, you can't move because you've got belts down.
You can't even jiggle. There's no jiggling.
Nah, and you feel everything because you're strapped in.
It'll be like
you feel every bump.
Oh yeah, mums know no trampolines. We had this conversation.
So this is what it would be like in a car when you're strapped in.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, no. I don't know if I could hold it.
Well, that's why some don't.
Just
So these F5000s, what are they?
We know what Formula One is. We know what Formula 500
is.
What is an F5000?
So an F5000, they are historic, almost in a way Formula One cars. So the two that I've driven, one was a 1974 Lola T400. So
that sounds pretty.
It's a delicious car. And basically what it is, it's an open wheeler. Looks very, very similar to like an old historic Formula One car. So it's got a big wing at the back, it's got a big wing at the front, you've got small little slick wheels at the front, and then you got a giant thick bad boy
wheels at the back.
Yeah, wheel at the back. and then you've got.
I hope there's a halo.
No, Halos only came out in we learned.
They came out in 21.
Oh no.
Yeah. But then you've got a V8, 5-litre V8 right behind you, so you feel engine right there.
You're strapped to a rocket, essentially.
You are strapped to the engine, which is scary, but also amazing at the same time because you just hear the roar right behind you, and they are.
That would be such an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are amazing cars.
Oh my god.
I was very privileged to be able to hop in one. So the second time I hopped in one, I was 2 seconds off the race pace. So they were pretty amazed with that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I took 25 seconds off my best lap in a Sangyong.
So that's the difference between them.
Man. Oh, well, that's awesome. That's so awesome.
Is there anything else you've raced?
No, I don't think so. No.
Well, I think it might be time for Rhiannon's race school. What do you think?
I'm even a little stuck on a few of these, so this is going to be great.
This is going to suck. We're going to make me look like a complete asshole.
So, Bea's got 4 things that she wants you to try and guess what they are, and then you can explain
what it is.
So, a VMAX,
Yep.
A VMAX.
VMAX. This sounds like Tampax. What the fuck is that? VMAX. Is it something to do with like the engineering, like technology shit? No,
What?
I don't know. Okay, go. Tell me, what's a VMAX?
Have a guess. Come on.
Oh, that sounds like, I don't know, something that makes the engine go super fast.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Close.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what it is.
No.
Is max as in like it gives like maximum?
So VMAX stands for basically vehicle max. So it's your top speed.
Okay.
So yeah, we define it as VMAX. So yeah, your vehicle maximum speed. So we look
really
at
quite simple. You think I probably should have known that?
yeah, we look at VMAX all the time, especially to determine sort of our gear shifts, like are the drivers changing gear shifts in the right position, comparing it to our teammates as well as all the other cars, because that's sort of what we justify our
VMAX
top speed.
is your top speed.
Yep. So your top speed at that track. So like Darwin, we're going to be aiming for 264. So if we got that, we're good. Yep.
That's crazy.
Fuck.
All right. Jack time.
Jack time. I'm assuming that's how fast it is to take the tyres off and put them back on and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this might be the first one you've got right.
I think that might be one of the only ones I've ever gotten right.
Yeah, so obviously...
Like jack, maybe the jack has to go up and down.
Yeah, exactly. So in a supercar, you've got an onboard jacking system. Yep. So they put the air spike in, and we got four cylinders, so cool. which push down and lifts the car up. And so your jack time is basically a sensor, which is on the air jack, which times how long you're up in the air. So yeah, basically jack time is a measure of how quick the boys do their pit stop.
CAN bus.
CAN bus.
And my husband has just literally parked his car out there in the most awkwardest spot, so the light is now like
really bright. I think we just like got this sudden like shine. CAN bus.
I bought this. I don't know what it is.
CAN bus. Is it a chemical or is it like a tool?
Neither.
Fuck.
It's a part.
It's a part.
I think.
Can.
Or I
all I can think is like can, like butt.
No.
I don't know. Tell me, B. What is it?
So a CAN bus is it's an electronic system in how everything in the car communicates. So it's basically two wires which are twisted together, and they go from basically the front of the car all the way back to the rear of the car. On a supercar, we've got 4 different CAN buses. Okay. And so each part of the car that's got sensors on it will interfere with one of those CAN buses. And so it basically allows you, like say you've got one sensor over here and one sensor over here, instead of joining them together, you can put them into the CAN bus and pull them out.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have to connect them all together because then you'd have wires for Africa.
It helps the car communicate.
So
it's a communication system
you connect into, and then that sends it to the ECU and stuff.
Yeah, sends it to wherever it needs to go, and you can pull it out wherever you need to go. So if you want to plug into
saying like the fuel tech ECU has like 20, or one has like 20 outputs and 10 inputs, but you need more or whatever, so you buy a CAN bus and you can connect that, and the CAN bus is only one input. But you can put other stuff into it.
That's cool. Technology.
I don't know what this is either. Pitch sensitivity.
Pitch sensitivity. So that's got to have something to do with, like...
the pitch?
Well, no, like the sensors, right? It's got to have something to do with the sensors.
Are you just saying that?
No.
I would say no.
No,
I think the
No,
pitch of the car.
yeah.
no pitch. All I can think of is singing because I'm a
No,
musician.
like pitches up and down. Like the pitch of something would be up and down. So it'd be like the height of
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
No, it's not, is it?
Well, so basically pitch. So if you think of like as you're coming to like braking into a really hard braking zone. So say you're 200, so say Darwin, turn one, Darwin, you're 260 kilometers an hour, and then you stay on the brakes and you're trying to bring it down to like 80 k's an hour in order for turn one. So as you're sort of driving along really, really fast, you brake, or because you're doing such a heavy brake, the front of the car will pitch forward.
Yeah.
And that's what we call pitch. And so pitch sensitivity is sort of how the aero or how the air around the car changes based on where you are in pitch. So if you're, so basically as you're coming out of a corner, as you put power down, your pitch, you squat. And so then the height of your front comes up. And so pitch sensitivity is where are you like too pitch sensitive is sort of what we would like articulate to be like, okay, well, we're riding too low because we're hitting the ground as we're braking, or are we like not pitch sensitive enough and we're struggling with stability under braking and he's moving around. So that's sort of
cool. Oh my god.
We're literally going to watch you do a race now and be like,
that's it. That's what she was talking about.
So, that's so interesting.
That is really cool.
They were really good.
They were good.
Really
I only
good
got
ones.
one of them and only ever so slightly.
But now I
you fully got the jack time.
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably an easy. I feel like you threw an easy one in there just for me because you knew I'm dumb and you're like, she needs one. She just needs one.
That's funny. All right, quick fire round.
Yes.
Okay.
So we don't waste much more of your time.
Yeah. She's got shit to do. She's a busy woman.
Favorite track that you race at? It could be a supercar,
one of them that you did
race,
or one of the supers. Anything.
I mean, Bathurst, I've driven on it, so can't complain.
Ma'am. Okay.
That's like an iconic Australian, because I'm from England, so that's like your iconic Australian
Bathurst. Yeah. Data logs or seat time?
Seat time.
Really?
Yeah.
That feeling you would get from racing, I can imagine would just be like next level.
Yeah.
Your favorite motorsport category?
Supercars.
Supercars?
If not supercars?
Oh, if it's not supercars, probably IndyCar.
Yeah, that's bad.
I just see Tyson's face.
He's moved. My husband's at the window.
What a shit. I looked over and he's like in the window. Tyson. Jesus Christ. Okay, do you or your team have a superstition or a ritual or anything like that when you come up to doing racing? Or do you have one just of yourself that you do to like give yourself a bit of good luck?
I wouldn't say I've got a ritual. I just go pee lots of times. Like we got your nervous pees.
Nervous pee.
Yeah.
Everybody, we've done the nervous pee, like the
all the women drivers.
Jess, Linda.
Oh, even the guys
done nervous pees.
Like I reckon almost everyone in our team would have at least one nervous pee before a race.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you want to meet your favourite drivers,
go to the toilets.
Just wait for the bathroom.
Actually, I noticed that at Formula One, the amount of drivers that would go to the loo before they raced, I was making them all dance as they came past me, and a lot of them really got into it. It was quite funny.
That's funny.
But yeah. What's your favourite race car that you've driven?
F5000.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to Google this after this.
I'm going to have to look them up. We're going to have to look at them. That sounds cool. So what advice would you give the young kids, if any are allowed to listen to this podcast with the amount of swearing that I do, especially young girls that want to go down the same path as you. They see you doing that job with Team 18.
That's pretty cool.
Like, how do you
start?
How do you start? What path would you send them on?
I would say just basically volunteer. So just get out to the track. So just start networking, start talking to people. I mean, the best thing that I did, even though I was volunteering, was actually start racing, because then through that is where all my connections came from. So it's just go out there, show your face, show enthusiasm, ask questions, try and stand out in a way so that people can remember you. Because in our industry, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
And not a creepy stalker way, people.
Yeah, don't stand at the size of the...
Yeah, don't go to the toilets looking for a race engineer.
Yeah, maybe don't go stand at the toilets waiting for autographs. That's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
Creepy, Amber.
But it is literally who you know. Because
100%.
introduce you to that person.
Yeah.
So Rihanna met Lisa Gregorini on our podcast episode. She's like a super fan.
I'm not well, yeah, like I'm
She's
a little bit
obsessed,
I'm a little bit of a fan.
but
just saying.
We
She's
wired
cool.
their cars, so that's how I was able to be like, hey, can you come on and do a podcast? And she's like,
Oh yeah, I did. I was holding my shit together on the outside. I was fucking packing it. I was like, oh my god.
And then after, Lisa sent her a friend request.
She sent me a friend request and I freaked. I screenshotted it and sent it to Amber. I was like, oh my fucking god, she added me. Yeah.
Like,
okay.
yeah,
Lisa, don't listen to this episode.
That's that connection of like introducing someone to someone.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, but like for me, in a way, like when I used to like look up to supercars and supercars drivers, now I just chat to Dave like no tomorrow.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like one of my best friends from New Zealand, he's a massive David Reynolds fan. And so when we went over for New Zealand, I got Dave to have a conversation with him, and he was just like,
it's funny, hey.
And then Dave's like, I'm just a normal person. Like,
just
standing there and just barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's definitely who you know, and like what opportunity those people can create for you rather than what you know. And as soon as you're in motorsport, you're in it. Unless you want to get out of it, you always have like more opportunities and stuff, because your name will be around.
Your life.
Yeah, it does.
I'm starting to find out.
Yeah, that's literally what we live and breathe. Like, we work in motorsport. If there's a race on at the track, we're there helping.
I'm mostly at the car shows, to be honest. I don't go.
Or if not, you're thinking
I'm
about
getting
it.
into the motorsport. Amber's bringing me along to a lot of events now.
We literally have a TV in our workshop, and I'm just starting to get into NASCAR.
Yeah.
I've not. I like the road tracks of NASCAR, but we either have, like, if you guys are racing, we'll have Supercars on, or normally every Lando race,
every single fucking
will
Lando race that's ever
or
on.
anything McLaren related.
Yeah.
I force her to watch it.
Yeah. All I see is orange. It's everywhere.
It's even. I stuck her shirt in up there. I don't know if she noticed.
I did notice it when I walked in. I did. It was there.
And one of my friends, Marco, I know that he's going to be happy when he watches, because he gave me this when we were over at Formula One. I got to go over and see him over at Audi, which was Kick Sauber, and now Audi.
Yeah.
So he does Bortoletto's front tyre in the pit stops.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
You're welcome, Marco.
Yeah.
For wearing your shirt. But I'll do my Lando line at the end, because I do a Lando line.
So Bea's story is proof that motorsport isn't just about driving.
Yep, it's engineering, it's technology, problem solving massively. We've worked out today determination.
Determination. And whether you're welding a chassis, writing code, or analysing race data, there is a place for you in motorsports.
Yeah, and if you're a young girl thinking, like, do you belong in motorsport? This is your example. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
And yeah, you're just proof that you can do it and be amazing, and yeah, you will be a big inspiration to young women around, I think, everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Bea's awesome.
We thank you for coming on, and
thank you for having me.
My little Lando line is, oh, now my husband's walked in, he's going to hear it.
Do your Lando line, you freak.
Is honestly, after this episode, I feel so inspired to learn data
analytics,
mostly so I can calculate the probability of Lando noticing me. But thank you for your time.
You are awesome. Thank you so much, Bea. We really appreciate.
Yeah, I really learned a lot.
I tried. I will have to rewatch this whole thing back a couple times and be like, she said these words. I'm gonna have to Google that shit. She said this. I'm gonna have to Google that shit.
But you made me understand the things that I've heard. I now understand.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, this has been Talk Dirty to Me. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.